Hi, I'm Councilmember Tom Moore. I'm running for re-election to the Rockville City Council. First, thank you for making my 2 years of service on the City Council possible. I've been able to make a real difference and make our great city even better. Here's what I've done to earn your vote for another term. I've led on responsible budgeting. I was instrumental in crafting 2 budgets that kept city services strong and property tax rates steady. I led the way in preserving and protecting our affordable neighborhoods. When the homes of 236 moderate-income families in Fireside Park were threatened by private developers, I championed the effort to direct the city's housing authority to buy the apartments and keep them affordable. This brought absolutely no change to that neighborhood or the surrounding neighborhoods. It simply protected the families that were already there. I stood up for strong public ethics laws. When others sought to reduce how much we elected officials must disclose about our finances, I worked to keep our city and state ethics laws strong. I led the way in protecting your privacy. I put a spotlight on how long the government should keep license plate data on those not suspected of doing anything wrong. I led the mayor and council to set firm limits on how long this data could be kept. I'm delighted to be running this year as part of Team Rockville. Team Rockville is Councilmember Mark Pershela, who's running for mayor, and 3 great newcomers who are running with me for city council: Beryl Feinberg, Virginia Onley, and Julie Polakovich-Carr. We don't agree on nearly everything, but we bring a sensible common vision and a pledge to work together cordially that will serve Rockville well. I'd like to take some time now to talk about the advisory questions that will be on the ballot this fall. It's easy for them to get lost. My colleagues on the council and I convened a commission last year to study the city's charter and recommend changes. This Charter Review Commission was made up of a wide variety of Rockville leaders. They share a deep commitment and love for this city. I'd like to focus on 2 of their recommendations that need your attention. First, that the mayor and council's terms of office be lengthened from the current 2 years to a 4-year term. There are good arguments on both sides of this issue. It would be nice to have the opportunity to get good at the job before having to run for it again. But I respect the idea that it's also good to be able to throw the bums out and not have to wait forever to do so. What tips the balance for me in favor of 4-year terms is another of the Commission's recommendations: that Rockville's elections be moved from the current schedule of odd years to even years to coincide with presidential elections. If this fall's city election is like the last few, about 17% of Rockville's registered voters will show up. That's low, too low. We've been trying to raise our turnout rate for years without much success. Moving to the presidential year, when no county or state races crowd the ballot, would dramatically increase our voter turnout. 70% of Rockville voters turned out to vote in 2012. These are people who live in our city, who are citizens, who are voters. We should hear their voices when it comes to city elections. We're not doing so now. Some of my good friends around the city are concerned that the change would mean more partisanship in our elections, and that these new voters would not be as high quality as the voters we have now. We do prize our nonpartisan elections, but what keeps our nonpartisan tradition strong is not the timing of our elections, but the commitment of candidates over the decades to resist the pressures of partisanship. I see no reason why that commitment would fade if we changed election schedules. As to worries that our new voters aren't good enough voters, all I can say is that by definition you can't have higher voter turnout without more voters. Holding our elections on a day when a lot of Rockville voters are already showing up to vote strikes me as a great idea. It's time to put our money where our mouth is. Do we want higher voter turnout in this city or not? I do. In closing, I want to give a shout out to my wife Amy and our 6 kids. Alexander at Bell Elementary, Elsa at Barnsley, Ellie and Zoe at Julius West, and Katie and Joey at Richard Montgomery. No one in this race has more of an interest in the condition of our public schools than I do. Again, I'm Councilmember Tom Moore. I would be grateful for the opportunity to continue what I've begun on the Rockville City Council. I ask you for your support and your vote on November 5th. Thank you.